Hello and welcome to this video review of Turbo Boost Racing for Nintendo Switch. This is a new game out this week and I'm playing review code provided by its creator, isTom Games. This is an arcadey racing game in the style of PS1 era classics, albeit dressed up in some really rather lovely modern graphics. The cars race around relatively long tracks, knocking into each other, and various physics objects that are littered around the environments. Events comprise the usual disciplines like single race, time attack or elimination, though elimination works a bit differently here than you might expect, actually eliminating the last place driver from the entire tournament. A bit harsh perhaps. To spice things up, you can buy perks using credits that you win in events, and these give you an advantage over the rest of the field, either by halving your opponent's nitro tanks for one race, bribing the stewards to let you start first, or doubling your prize money or XP. You can buy new cars with your ill-earned gains, and then try and tame the extra power. It's all very nicely presented with some rather beautiful environments, cool trackside details, and reasonable music, though some of the guitar solos are a little suspect. However, there are some pretty big problems that must be mentioned. The first is that there's very little undulation of the circuits, sometimes none at all. You might actually not notice this at first because there's so much rich detail, but that means that the corners you face are all rather bland, and you never really feel like any of the corners are actually very enjoyable. This is exacerbated by the twitchy car handling, which is actually pretty horrible, reacting very quickly to analog stick inputs and making the cars feel like radio-controlled vehicles like those in an old game called Revolt on Dreamcast. It's just not enjoyable to drive. Couple that with the too easy difficulty and you'll find that as soon as you learn how to drive the cars without spinning out, which basically involves braking well in advance of hairpins and not turbo boosting while you're turning, and the game is just way too easy. I even tried waiting for some 20 seconds and still won the race, despite crashing in the meantime. I have to say also that personally the game has given me motion sickness. I was sweating profusely after just a few races, which happens to me very rarely. It was almost as bad as playing Drive Club in VR. There's something about the swinging movement of the horizon, despite the circuits being flat, that just doesn't feel right to my brain, and there's no way to disable this swinging effect, probably because it would then be very obvious that the tracks have no camber or undulation at all. Subsequently, I played the game until I was winning every race without challenge, and went to the options looking for more fun. There is a cool set of graphics options that let you turn down the detail levels, shadows, draw distance, frame rate and resolution, though I'm not sure why you'd want to do any of this, considering the Switch actually handles the higher settings at a reasonably solid 60 frames per second anyway. Can't really ask for much more. You could turn it all down and pretend it's a PlayStation 1 game, which is fun for a few seconds, and actually doesn't change the feel of the game very much at all, which is interesting. But considering the visuals are one of the game's biggest pulls, you'd probably want to keep everything on max anyway. The game also runs very nicely in handheld mode, though again this gave me some motion sickness. It's a shame that the game doesn't feature better driving and balancing because honestly everything else here is really nice. But considering it has physics objects on the track, different track surfaces, and AI cars that slide around and get into scrapes nicely, I think all the action could have just been turned up a bit. There's just not enough going on, not enough racing, and just not enough fun. And the track design doesn't make me want to play it again on time attack, it's just too vanilla. So regrettably, I give Turbo Boost Racing a very disappointing 2 out of 5 stars. Well, I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you liked it, please hit like and subscribe, and take a look around my channel for more gaming videos, including my new Sega Sundays series, where I play a different classic Sega game on original hardware every Sunday. Take care until next time, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.